that's kind of going on that we did want to start with, if you will, is the lesson that I think we're all collectively learning is that there are Penn Staters with a lot more free money or disposable income than myself as I look at the myriad of signs from Beaver Stadium, some of which are going for, let's see, what's the most expensive one? I think is 1,600 here. Yeah, it looks like about 1,600, which ain't cheap. If you want to get in on the auction,
What sign is that?
it looks like, okay, this one objectively worth that much is a like one of the little posts that show you where you are in the stadium. Has like you are here, and then it has like all the concession maps and how to get to the seats, different sections. That's it as of tonight, which is Monday, 16 or $1,675 on eBay. And 177 people have viewed it in the last 24 hours. So seems like it might be headed in a high direction. What's the most you would spend on one of these?
I'm just now looking. I'm looking like WGU, like the sign that says for the
Yeah,
section. It's like
301 or 305.
$1,300. Yeah. Um, I don't know that I'd spend that much. The Penn State letters are like $200 a piece. No, all of this is outside. I mean, you know me, in terms of the you could do something for charity with whatever else. Although the Beaver Stadium map sign is kind of cool, but it's not worth 16. I don't know. I maybe $1,500. Got to give you a number. I'll say. So I'm not buying anything on this list. Clearly. Um, yeah.
We're in agreement that and I think they already went. Maybe it will here, I'll hit see all and see if I can see it. We're in agreement that the letters T A T E and E N N are not as valuable as the P and the S, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I struggle with spending more than like $300 on any of these, and that's the get-in price for most of these auctions. I feel like I do feel like, as you pointed out earlier, they did a nice job of picking stuff to sell. You can do the press box sign, which is kind of cool. There's a couple restroom signs, some elevator signs. Let's see what else.
And there's more to come. Like this
Yeah,
isn't all of it. They're doing a
yeah.
good job of spreading it out and making it work. So they've created supply and demand. They've done a good job with that.
I think this certainly would all look very cool. Now, like, okay, this one is massive. I know this sign. I can see this sign. It is the main concourse, and it has two arrows at the end of it. It says WA, WB, or WF through
Yeah, yeah.
WJ. It's going for $560 right now. Let's see if the dimensions are listed on this one. You can buy it or you can pay over time on this item. It is 96 inches by 39 inches. That is a massive piece of art that you are sticking in your house. All of that is to say, I still kind of want to maybe. Well, I'm keeping my eyes open. That's what I'm saying here.
That's fair. That's fair.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're local. Like all this stuff is as is, where is, right? So people have to pick this up or figure out how to get it shipped. That would be interesting. Like there's got to be like all these people aren't buying this in Center County, right? So there's
no.
got to be some now second sub level business of whomever that's shipping this stuff, which is always interesting too. So
What would you buy off this list? Like what's the one you would hunt down?
I wouldn't pay the $1,600, but the stadium map one's pretty cool, right? Like that's the sections. I don't think we were in WG. I forget where we started on that side. Um, but yeah, of what's there now, that's the interesting stuff. I mean, like the press box concession room policy that you got to be working press to eat, like or whatever it says. That would be worth like $300, 350 in my world. But I'm glad they're making the money, so good for them.
Yeah.
Because somebody's not going to ask me for NIL money or something else because they're going to have it here, hopefully. So good for them.
I think I would go with the drum major flip one is very cool. I think that would be
Yep.
which is one of the plaques outside of the stadium more so than anything else. I think that one is very cool.
Why is that? Why? Just curious. Like, the outside of the stadium still remains. So I guess they're going to make a new one of these, or why would this?
Well, because there's so many, like throughout the stadium, there's those markers.
Or maybe it's just beat up.
And I don't know if I think the Nittanyville one is still there by the student section entrance. I distinctly remember recently walking by that one. But I wonder.
Maybe it's just got displaced by construction.
Yeah, I think that one was just kind of in the way of construction. The one that I kind of would want would be the white and gray wristbands, which is just a little bit of a Nittanyville joke, just because you needed wristbands to do Nittanyville. But the fan code of conduct would look great in a bathroom, and that one's going for just over $1,000 right now.
Well, maybe that's where someone's planning on putting
it. That's where I would plan on putting it. All right. Yeah, these are all good options. I would still like to get my hand on a bleacher. So somebody knows anything about how to get a bleacher.
They were selling those. At the.
And I wasn't there
in person. It was like $10 or $100 a number or something like that, right?
Yeah. So if there's any left over,
I think if you call surplus, I bet you there's leftovers still.
Okay. I haven't been up to Line Surplus in a while. That's it. That is a hidden gem of Penn State. Legitimately, we used to go in there and buy a little bit of everything. You could pretty much find a little bit of everything. I think I have a computer from there, actually.
I have a coat. I have a ping pong. We had a ping pong table that lasted for a few years, like that came out of a common. So yeah, we found gems there through the years.
That'd be a good place to buy a ping pong table, because I wouldn't want to buy one new, but that was a good find.
I was lucky. You got lucked into it. So
yeah, that's the other thing. You gotta get, there's the element of luck going in the Line Surplus.